today I want to show you three types of offense, three aspects of offense. Everybody, every single person here, and if you say you are not affected by this, I know you are lying, but every person that has ever lived on earth, every single person that has ever lived has been offended at least once. Even my granddaughter has been offended at least once. I know she was offended on her birthday when they were trying to get her in the swimming pool, and she won't have no part of it. Last Sunday, she turned 1. So all of us have been offended at least once, but most of us have been offended many times. Sometimes we may be offended and the offense gets to the point that it causes us to carry what is called resentment. That offense leads us to the point of resentment, and the resentment grew and grew and grew, and then eventually it becomes what we call anger. But all of us has been offended, and offense has caused us to become what we really don't want to be. Some people hardly seem to notice an offense, maybe because they do not understand the ramification of what they are doing to other people. So they offend you without even knowing they offend you. Or they offend you being so wired up and don't even know how this offense registered with you. So we will look at the offense that register with you and causes something to change on the inside. And then we will look at a little bit, we will touch on the offender today. Because I don't want you to mistake it from last week. Last week said, do not take offense when you are offended. Do not take offense when you are offended. But I don't want you to think it's okay for anybody to just go around and stepping on your toe. Okay, so I want you to know it's not okay, but I want us to know that you are not responsible for what somebody do to you. You are only responsible on how you react to what they did to you. So all we are trying to do is grow. This is Christian growth, is grow you in such a way that you cannot control people from offending you, but you can control how you react to your offense. Because the Bible told us that whether you like it or not, offense will come. Offense will come. But it went on further to say, okay, offense will come and I will hold you responsible for how you react to it, but don't worry about the offender, because it will be better for the offender to have a rock tie around their neck and throw them in the river. So don't worry about the offender. God is going to take care of it. But offense will come. And I want to work on you because offense will come. And as a matter of fact, offense will come in such a way that God himself become your own offense. God try you. God try you to grow you. He did not just offend you, he caused you to be offended in order to grow you, because you will never attain or reach where God wants to take you when you react negatively to the offense. That will pull you back. You will sit down there and be mourning about what they did to me, how they turned their eyes, they did this, whereas the whole world is passing towards you, and God said, do you forget that I sent you to go and do something? Do you know I have a purpose for your life? And for you to get to where you are going, you got to step over that offense. and be able to get to where you are going. Offense will come, but how you react to the offense is the key. The recap of last week, we showed two different kinds of offense, and I'll show the third one today. We showed through two different kinds of offense, and these offenses are what build you up. The number one offense is God offense. God offense. That is, God himself will offend you. And what God does in offending us is to build us, because I'm going to give you about 5-6 different people that God offended, but because they suffered through it and went through it, their reward was magnificent. And God is using that to build you up for your reward, not that God just wants to make you mad. Because offense, today I will talk about the offense that is designed to make you fall. That's God's offense is not designed to make you fall, but is designed to promote you. But others will offend you, and their offense will make you fall. But watch this. If God's offense has built you up, then others' offense cannot cause you to fall. So you have to know that God is building you up in the offense. Yes, Adam was really offended. He was really offended, and we saw it last week, that Adam was given a fruit-eating woman. If this woman is not a fruit-eating woman, the woman will not bring fruit home and causes Adam to sin. So how will God judge Adam when the woman he gave Adam was the one who brought the fruit? So that is what we call God offense. God, God offense, but the intention of God is not for Adam to fall. The reason why Adam did not get the benefit of a fruit-eating woman is because Adam fell. If Adam had not fell, then he will know that fruit-eating women are good. They get you healthy. I used to hate fruit. Lord, I hate fruit. I don't care what you do to fruit. I don't want it. I'm carnivorous in nature. If it's meat, bring it. I'll eat it. But Mama likes the fruit. So I say, the fruit woman, eating woman thou gavest me. She liked fruit, and convert me. And gradually, I was coming to church today and remember this, and I took an apple and put it in the refrigerator. I'll eat it when it's cold. Not that I like it, but I'll eat it when it's cold. But Adam got a woman that eats fruit, and that causes an offense. But Adam did not overcome that offense. What about Cain? God asked Abel and Cain to give him sacrifice, but God offended Cain by accepting Abel's sacrifice. And I know a lot of Cain in this church, that you are mad because of the blessing that God gave somebody else that didn't give you. If Cain has just stayed there and said, Lord, what did Abel do to make you accept his sacrifice? I'll do the same. Instead of being jealous of what God did for Abel. There are too many people who is looking on the other side at what God do for somebody, and because of what they saw that God did for somebody, they mess up. Cain mess up and never get the benefit that he would have gotten if he had learned that Abel did something, and I will go and do likewise. If I do likewise, then all God is trying to do is get you to see, this is what I bless. Don't talk about the person who is sending their tithe on Cash App. Yeah, I ain't giving my tithe. I ain't there. Don't get mad because of that. Just learn what they do and do the same thing. Because they're going to be driving a Mercedes while you're still in Volkswagen. So Cain did not learn the lesson. What about Noah? Let's look at Noah. How much offense will God put on you? Because I've shown you Adam who failed. I've shown you Cain who failed. But let's look at somebody who passed. How much pressure will God put on you for God to tell you to build a boat where there has never been rain? And everybody talking about you. He could throw down his hammer and say, no, you know, God, if you want me to build a boat when there's no rain, then make these people shut up. But you talk too much, you worry too much about what them people are talking about, instead for you to focus on what God said to you. But Noah focused on what God said to him and ignore all the naysayers, all the illsayers. Have you given up your purpose in God because of what folks are saying? Have you turned down what God really wants to use to bless you because others are talking about you? And God said, if you stand through the test, because my test or my offense is to promote you, you will know that if you go through it, you will build an ark that is going to save not the world, but your family. It was Noah's family that was saved, and the world talking about him, they drowned. Let them keep on talking. Just do what God say, because what God say is going to save your family. Hallelujah. That's, you know, I'm just doing recap, you know, and we have a young boy by the name of David that God really offended. God offended David by picking him up out of all the sons of Jesse. He wasn't even there when the oil was being poured. But even though the prophet missed it, the oil didn't miss it. The oil will never miss you. If you stay in line with God, the oil will never miss you. They may overlook you, they may talk about you, but they all know that this is nothing but a test. Oh my God. Oh my God. David passed the test. That's why the oil flowed. Some of you, your oil is not flowing because you didn't pass the test. Oh God, this is so good. And how much offense will God do when God anointed him at that young age and then put him in front of Saul who wants to kill him? I mean, God, if you want to develop me, don't put me in front of somebody with a javelin in his hand. I'm watching which direction you move. But because David did not blame God, he went through the test, and even though he was anointed as a king, he was still tending sheep. Some of us, the day the oil got on us, we will not wait. We will run before we even get ready for it. Oh, God put all on me. I ain't studying nobody. God can anoint you before your time, and you have to wait for your time, even though you've been anointed for the position. You have to understand that time has what is called chronos. Your time has chronos. You may be in the chronos of time, but not in the Cairo of time. If you are just in the chronos, you have to wait for your... So God offended. God, there is a God offense. And God's offense is to build you. Is to build you in such a way that you will be able to take it. Daniel was offended. You know, Daniel was offended because why will God ask us, you know, to pray and pray so many times a day and face Jerusalem when he know there's a king looking for us, that if, why will God offend me and I tell me to do something and the king said don't do something? Why will, and God knows that if I do it, the king is going to get me. I mean, how much of, but when you know that it was God that called you, when you know this is an order by God, then you don't let what people do. What you say, well, if it's God, then God won't let the king get me. No, God will not stop the king because you haven't passed your test yet. Your test is when you get into the lion's den, because you obey God. That is where your test will, oh my God. That is where, but some of us, when the king arrests us, well, maybe this was in my mind, maybe God was not in this. You gave up before you get to the test. You gave up before you cross the line. Joseph was put in prison, anointed at 17, was put in prison when all he did was do what God said. Don't sleep with another man's wife. That's what he did. That got him in prison. Somebody shout, God test. God test. So, God give us a test. All right. Even though these people that face with God test, even though they struggle, this is what I want you to get. Even though they struggle, they prevail. So when you are facing God test, does not mean you will not struggle. Because, and not only God test is also, when you are facing offense from your next door neighbor, offense from your friends, offense from your neighbor, it does not mean it will not hurt and make you angry. But because you stood the test, because you hang in there, that is what we are talking about. That offense will come. Let's go to Jesus. Let's go briefly to Jesus, because Jesus said, "I do what I see my Father do." So I don't blame Jesus when he come here offending folks. That's all he ever seen his Father done. Matthew 11:6. He says, "Blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in." I rest my case. Jesus said, don't think you're going to just scale through this thing. Don't think, because my daddy offended Joseph. My daddy offended David. My daddy offended, what about Abraham? My daddy offended Abraham. Promised him at 75, at 99, he's still trying. When ain't nothing can kick. But I mean, that's an offense. Call him the father of nations. That's an offense. Everybody laughing at him. But Jesus said, okay, let me set the record straight. I am coming, but watch this. Blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Because I'm going to pinch you, I'm going to hurt you, but you can't cry. I'm going to hurt you, but you can't cry. Because when you pass the test, you have a reward that is called blessed. You have a reward that is called blessed. Hey, from this now, you don't let nobody's offense mess you up. Because there is a blessed waiting on you. Let's quickly look at Jesus' offense. Then now we go to the offender and mess the offender up. So don't think they're going to get you. Those of you who do nothing but just make folks mad, don't think you're going to get by. I got some for you too. Now, Jesus grew up as a Jew with the Pharisees and those who are sad, you see. He grew up with all of them. And he knew what they want and what they didn't want. He knew the Torah, he knew the law, and one of the key things of the law is that no work on Sabbath. And Jesus got up and went and healed the sick on Sabbath. So what did he do? He upset the equilibrium. He offended the whole culture. He turned the pots all over. Blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. God is saying there are things that I will do that you don't understand. There are people that we are allowed to run over you that you don't understand. There are promotions that will be issued and overlook you that you don't understand. There are folks who will be trying to get you fired that you don't understand. But God said, blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. So Jesus in the book of Mark, the 3rd chapter, we know that he healed on Sabbath. Maybe that's not as bad as what he did in the book of Mark. What he did in the book of Mark, or listen to this now, is a woman that is from Syrophoenician origin. Look how bad Jesus stepped on this woman. He called the woman a dog. Huh? Me a dog? And you even make mention that because I'm a foreigner. He didn't just say, woman, you are a dog. He said, Syrophoenician woman, you are a dog. Foreigner, you are a dog. How much offense? How much offense? How low down? How much stepping over me and then crushing me is it? But the Syrophoenician woman said, don't worry, I may be foreign, I may be a dog, but a dog eats. Oh my God. I'm not asking for the steak. I'm not asking for what is on the table. Just give me what belongs to a dog. Step on me all day long. Just give me what belongs to a dog. Give me the crumb. Somebody say, give me the crumb. And Jesus said, woman, I just double dip on you. I call you a foreigner and I call you a dog. And you did not take offense in me. Blessed is he whosoever shall not take offense in me. He said, because you have not done this, now what is loaded called blessed is coming to you. Could it be the reason we didn't get our blessed is because we put our hand on our hip too quick? It's because we let this finger wag. I'm gonna show. No, we're going to go some more classes because I want to let you know the reason for this. It's called ego and pride. That is what ego and pride is what causes us to, instead of just say, yes, give me the crumb. Huh? Just because I'm black, economy of a city was based on their agricultural or poultry or whatever product they can bring. There is a country that their whole agriculture economy is based on pigs. That's the only way they have money to pay the workers. That's the only way they get their revenue. And Jesus got there and caused 2,000 pigs. Oh, somebody is offended. The whole city and called 2,000 pigs. But this is the part you didn't read about that story. I know you read it and you understand it, but there's a little line at the end of that at the end they say, please leave. They evict Jesus because he just caused the whole economy. Hello, Corona. Hello, Corona. All right. He ruined the whole economy. So, Jesus offended. I just want you to see that. We know that he even offended the fig tree because it was not time for the fig tree to have figs. And it caused the fig tree to dry up. So you see, there are several ways that God offends. And Jesus offends. That's why the Bible says it is impossible. It's a offense is what? Impossible for it not to come. It will come. But I'm going to get to the offender in a minute. But let's sit at the A part. I'm going to the B part. It is impossible. So I want you to walk around with your mask against offense. Because it's flying in the air. It's everywhere. That's right. You have to have your mask on. Offense is coming. No matter where offense is coming, how you react to it is the key. You cannot avoid it. There is no safe zone. There is no place. You cannot close your border against offense. Offense is come. He said it is impossible that offense will come. Then the offender, he said, I'm going to handle. I got something. The one that took offense, I have something called blessing for the one that took it and passed it. I have something called blessing. But the one that dish it out, I have something called woe. Okay. So don't worry. Everybody got what is coming to them. I rather choose the blessing, let you dish on me, than take the woe. There are 73 times in both the Old Testament and the New Testament that the word offense appear. And in these 73 times, there are 5 words in English that was translated offense. But these 5 words in Greek and Hebrew became 28 different words, because English is so limited. These are the 5 words that became offend, offense, offended, and offender. Those are the 5 things that it came. But when you study Greek, you will get these 5 words in 14 different words. And when you study Hebrew, you will find another 14 different words. These make 28 times. But the key to it, the one I want to talk about, is not an offense that God did, that when you overcome, you get promotion. It's not an offense that Jesus did to upset equilibrium and show purpose, but I want to talk about the offense that people do to you, that one of these Hebrew and Greek word is called a trap. As a matter of fact, the word that is used for this trap in Greek represent where you put the bait on the trap. That's the word that is used. The place where you put the bait on the trap, because you can have a trap, but until you get to where the bait is put, the trap will not release. And the word offense is where the bait is put for you to take this, and so the trap can release and snatch you. That is where I want to deal with the third part of this offense. The Bible says, woe into the person that set this trap for the purpose of making you to fall. God said, this person who wants to divert you from the purpose of God, who is a destiny stopper, who is a hindrance to your destiny, God said it would have been better for them not to be born, because God has a purpose for your life, and all they are doing is trying to make you miss. They did not just upset you, they want to bury you. They did not just want to make you indignant or angry, they want you crucified. Because offense has both natural repercussion and spiritual repercussion, because some offense can affect your salvation. The Lord say, be careful. Be careful. What did Paul say? Paul said, if meat offend my neighbor. That word offend means something that will cause them to. If meat offend my neighbor, I will stop eating meat. That is how serious this is. That is how serious. David in Psalm 1 said, blessed is the man who standeth not in the way of sinners. When you stand in the way of sinners, it means you cause an offense that causes the sinner say, if that's all God is, I don't want none of it. This is serious. This is heavy. What are you doing that is causing somebody else to fall? Let's see how serious this is. This is so serious that Jesus took it up. Jesus said, I offended the Pharisees, I offended. That's a different class of offense. But I want you to see how serious an offense of this trapping, the trapping of offense. Give me Matthew 18:7. He want to throw a big woe. He said, woe unto the world. Why? Because Jesus said, woe unto the world. Why? Because of. Wait a minute. Why would Jesus say that? Jesus said, the world, you are causing somebody that I died for. You are negating my purpose of coming. All the pain I took on Calvary, you are negating all the pain. Woe unto the world. He said, even though there is a need for offense to come, but whoever is setting this trap, whoever is setting this trap, woe unto him through whom this offense. Be careful. Be careful. God is not playing. Be careful. Watch what your mouth says. Watch how you reacted. We are learning, witnessing how to pull people to the church. But the moment they get to the church and you think they will have the leading song, they will be the one singing the leading song, The person we are trying to get to the church, because you know they're going to teach a Sunday school class, all of a sudden, what is the purpose of us witnessing? What is the purpose of us bringing them to church? When the moment they get here, woe unto the woe, because this is why I came. This is why I die. I suffer for it. This is my purpose. And you, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You are putting your finger in God's nose. You are putting your finger right down the God's throat. This is why I came, and you just mess it up because of your insecure, ugly self. Woe unto the world. Why will I do all this and you gonna mess them up? Push them up, raise them up, let them do it. Put your hand on their back and continue to push them. Woe unto them. Woe unto the world. Woe unto the world. Oh, I gotta go caught up. 1 Corinthians 8 and 13. Paul says, I am so sensitive into things that matter so much to God that I am willing to deny myself. He said, if meat makes my brother to be offended, are you willing to sacrifice your own pleasure so that somebody else don't fall? Or you are too jealous? All this will love you, sister, until they take your position. You have to be so free and comfortable in your skin that everything you do is to promote somebody else, not for you, but to promote somebody else. Oh my God, oh my God. This is so easy for me to preach because this is the life I live. This is the life I live. I live a life that you can become an Elisha while I remain an old Elijah. You just keep on doing what God called you to do. No matter how high you are, you will always relate back to this old man with a gray beard. That's what it takes. Because I cannot afford to have a woe assigned to me instead of a blessing assigned to me. You know what? God can offend you in such a way that He will bring somebody smarter than you into your church. You've been the one that knows it all, but God will bring somebody smarter than you into your church. And the way you treat that person, the way you push that person. Do y'all remember what I put on the WhatsApp group about the Kenya runner? The runner from Kenya that was about to cross a finish line and got disorientated, and the man behind him said, no. Instead of me running past him and take the first place, I'm going to push him across the finish line because he deserved it. He made all the loops all the way to the finish line. He deserved to win. Are you holding on to the flag that belonged to somebody else? We won't be here now if I did not push somebody in Dyersburg. Can't you see some of the children that I push now are the pastors for me? There's no way I can jump to Fraser, jump to Dyersburg, jump to Riverdale, jump to Fraser, jump to Dyersburg. There's no way I can do that. There's no way I can do that. But when I learn to push people, because God said blessing comes to certain people and oh Lord, is this getting in? Am I just wasting my time? Is this getting in? Is God speaking to you that you have to be determined to be the one that pushes people and become a destiny helper? Because when you become a destiny helper, your blessing is waiting on you. No matter when God take me out of here, no matter when God remove me from this world, there is no way anybody will talk about POH. I don't know who will be what. No way somebody will talk about POH without saying, this is a man that gave all he has and gave it all to us. Come and stand to your feet.
Thank you for watching. I'm sure you were richly blessed by this message. For more life-changing messages from Bishop Wesley Arije, visit us on social media. To know more about Pavilion of Hope, please visit our website at www.pavilionofhope.net or join us as a special guest for our Transformation service every Sunday at any of our locations closest to you. Pavilion of Hope, where faith is renewed and hope is restored.